Howdy, my name's Barry from Krull's Composting. We make fine, fine compost, and we're full of it. Now, if you haven't turned me off, kicked me to the curb, I'd like to talk to you on a serious note about the simplicities of compost and the composting, the scientific part of it.
We have compromised our microbial communities. We have burned off our carbon. So yes, our soils do need to be healed. They need to be fixed. And ultimately the goal in doing that is growing healthier food.
I've been a gardener for 45 years. I love gardening, and I've, over the years, tried to enrich my soil. And I can grow big, beautiful produce. However, a lot of times it lacks flavor. When you add compost, I've used Barry's compost. His tomatoes taste way better than mine have ever tasted. Even though his soil doesn't hold the moisture as well as mine and it doesn't look as rich as mine, the result is better than mine.
Compost tea that I've put on my garden, and it makes a significant difference. It is amazing. One friend came from Minnesota. She stays with me about a week each year. And she looked at the garden and she said, "What did you do to your garden?" And she's not that much of a gardener, but she noticed a difference.
Soil science is a relatively new science. It's only been around since the last century.
We have to realize that the soil is a living thing. We want it more living so it'll be richer and be able to nourish us all.
As we get soil healthier through this application of compost, we start seeing healthier plants, more disease and insect resistant, better yields, and ultimately the taste, the flavor, the health benefits of food truly come out.
Every day it seems there's more news articles on soil. It's becoming really important, and I think people are becoming aware of the quality of food. We've mistreated our soils, and worldwide we've depleted the microbial component and the organic component because we've put in things like anhydrous ammonia and chemicals, pesticide. We've made it a war zone where it's supposed to be a zone of nourishing, abundance and so forth.
We can all at least stop using chemicals on our lawns and start using better forms of carbon like compost.
The more we get things in balance, the healthier we're going to be, the stronger we're going to be, the better we're going to feel.
Soil science is becoming more a part of the mainstream understanding.
Maybe I can't change the whole world or educate the whole world about compost, but hey, we can maybe at least start with Leelanau County.
It's a win-win-win situation. It's working within the cycles of nature that were already set up, by God, and we're just helping them along. We're speeding them up.
That you can make a difference, a huge difference. With just one little tiny plot of land, you can store tons and tons of carbon from the air in just one little spot.
I think we're ready to make another leap into a very different way of seeing agriculture and food, and soil is a big part of that. We're realizing we are carbon-based life forms.
Big difference has been putting Krull's compost on it and his compost tea.
If the nutrients are locked up in the soil and not available to the plant, and so they're not in the plants like they should be, which makes for a weaker plant, which makes for produce that doesn't taste as good.
It's a passion about clean water so that no more nitrates or phosphates and pesticides and herbicides is in our lakes anymore.
We know today, whether you believe in climate change or not, we know there's more CO2 in the air than there was 25 years ago, than there was 10 years ago, than there was 2 minutes ago.
In just one little spoonful of compost, there's more microbes in just that little handful than there are people on the planet.
Private gardeners, it goes to people that grow for others, and it goes to bigger farmers, it goes to vineyards, orchards, hemp growers. It's just, it works with anything that grows. It's amazing. Trees, when we put it into our ground, we're killing soil pathogens and many, many other things and plant diseases.
There's many components, just as our body is very complex, so is the soil. And I've heard some people say that we know more about going to the moon than we know about what's under our feet in the ground, in our soil. And so we need soil scientists and people like Barry that can make living compost to unlock the nutrients that are in the soil so the plants can eat them.
It's for our grandchildren, our children, and us. And it's just a win-win-win situation.